Então, galera, segundo dia de SBGames, estamos aqui com o Jesper Juul, ele que veio lá do exterior poder contar um pouquinho pra gente, um título de palestra bastante interessante, falando sobre a falha, o erro como principal objetivo do jogo, como principal característica do jogo. Jesper, nice to meet you, nice to have you here in Brazil, in Arena Games, WR. Man, when I saw your headlines of your conference here, your keynote, I said, wow, how failure is our principal, our main subject. Tell to people who are listening to us on here in the games, how failure is the main subject of games.
But I think, in a way, we tend to think of games as being about winning, but I think the thing about whenever you're playing a game and you're doing something and you succeed, you're actually not learning new things about the game. You think, I got it right, I don't need to do anything more, I don't need to reconsider my strategies or anything. It's always failure that sort of makes you stop and realize you've done something wrong and spend more time exploring the system, spend more time thinking about what you're doing and why you did it. So which means that in a way it is really a failure that makes you go into the depth of a game over time. It's not success.
So you think that people play video game for fail, or to be possible to fail without losing anything?
Yeah, so I think that's a big part of it, right? That's a kind of relative freedom in games, because it's free to lose usually in at least a monetary sense, right? But and then games give you a kind of freedom to sort of explore the world of the game, because there's no cost to it. Yeah.
So we could see a lot of people that is entering on game world for or through the casual games.
Sure.
How these relationships with failing is noticed on games or casual games? How could we see that?
Well, as I was saying in the talk, I think there's a misconception that casual games are always easy. So even if you just go back even to some of the first very popular casual games like Diner Dash or Zuma, those actually become incredibly hard after a while. And I think that it's pretty. I think that's pretty important to note that. So I think it's not that people who don't play video games don't like to fail. It's just that traditionally the video games haven't just been designed for them. They haven't had video games they wanted to play, and failure is not really the sticking point or the barrier.
What kind of tip can you give to people who is developing game in Brazil to balance this question of win or fail, succeed or fail on games, on developing a new game? How to balance that?
Well, I think it depends a lot on exactly what game you're trying to play or make. I think, but the first question really is how do you expect people to be playing it? Right? Do you expect people to play it for 6 hours at a time, or do you expect people to play it a few minutes now and then? So failure really needs to be designed for, you can say, how people are going to use the game, and it's very important to figure out how are people going to fit the game into their life. And then how you design failure really is a part of that question. That you have to design it so that when, say, if people are only going to play for short bursts of time, that they don't lose too much time when failing. So I think that's even often a bigger question. It's not necessarily how often you fail, but how much time you need to spend to sort of get back in the game. And I think that's actually the more central question.
So the main part or the principal part of the thing is to know how much time people need to learn about the things or how the game goes. That's it.
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, but also also realize that this is a question of casual games. Most people are not going to be playing 6 hours every day. That's not happening. So think about how to make a game that's more sort of flexible in terms of time use, and so.
It's right to say that games that's more easy or that needs little short periods of time to learn their mechanics is more popular.
Yeah,
do you think that's?
You can say that. Yeah, I think that's a good general rule.
So let's finish this interview. I'm asking to you to give a message to people who is listening to you on arenagames.com.br.
Well, play more.
Oh, nice. Thanks, Jesper.